What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great day. A little after 3 o'clock here. Had some information earlier today, posted it for you guys, but thought we could talk about it. Now, this is a name we've already talked about. I know it feels like beating a dead horse with a lot of these guys, but this is an exciting move, I think. And, in case you missed the show yesterday, I thought, let's talk about the new offensive coordinator and the passing game coordinator. So Sirianni gets two new guys into this offense that I really think are going to bring a very nice flavor. And we talked about Grizzard, and Mannion was definitely a wild card, but some excitement there. I see all the negativity. I don't care. I'm very pumped up about this staff they have so far, and we'll see who they decide to keep in if they change anything else. But here's what the staff actually looks like right now. Under Nick Sirianni, you can see Mannion now as the OC. Got Stout still. Grizzard there as that passing game coordinator. Now, that was Parks Frazier's job, so I don't know what's going to happen with him, but they just gave his job to Grizzard. Now, Loeffler's still here as the QB's coach, so I really like what they have here on the offense. Jamal Singleton. Then you have, positional coaches as well, like Michael and Moorhead, assistants like Austin, quality control guys, Dickerson, Van Gorder, then Peterson, assistant to the head coach, not to be confused with assistant head coach. Sorry. Anyways, this staff coming together nicely, and I think we're going to see a lot of the things we asked about, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. Now, I know it's not a lot of the names people were asking about, and you remember this picture from a few days ago when we were talking about some of the possible guys still out there, and I know a lot of people wanted Mike McDaniel, Brian Dable, all these bigger names, but, we joke about it. The Eagles probably take some random-ass dudes, and, it was two of the guys they were talking to. So, let's talk about what they're going to bring to the table as both OC and the passing game coordinator. So, Mannion, we talked about yesterday, and I told you I'm excited about this. I know only a couple of years here, but this is somebody that playing, the actual game is very beneficial, and the coaches he's played under. We talk about, Kubiak and O'Connell and McVay. Those are very important coaches to learn from, and then playing under LaFleur and having, Shanahan pieces mixed in, just the new age offense of the NFL. A lot of things people ask for is what we are seeing here from this young man, when he was playing. And yes, only a couple of years of coaching, as we talked about, and you could see, he was an offensive assistant, then moved to quarterbacks coach last season, and now the Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator. So yeah, only a few years here now coaching, but almost 10 years of playing there, and a backup quarterback, but sometimes they pan out pretty well. Kellen Moore. But I think Sean Mannion, we talked about him the other day, and just yesterday talking about the hiring. For me, sure, I have no idea what he's going to do. He's only 33 years old, but playing under those coaches we talked about, and guys like Zach Taylor and Dave Canales as well, Grant Udinsky, Waldron. He has so many things that I think he has learned that he's going to bring to the table. Some of that West Coast, like timing-based, balanced, rhythm, tempo offense, going through those progressions, the pre-snap reads, really helping the quarterback. And that, obviously, an emphasis on our, superstar quarterback, all-pro. Jalen Hurts is the man, and he should be, regarded as such, but we're always going to hear the slander. But we're bringing in guys that I think are really going to help this offense. More under center stuff, play action from that under center, middle of the field stuff, more screens. And I know people freak out about those, but we haven't been doing them. More outs, crossers, 11 and 12 personnel, some 21 personnel, little less 13 maybe, unless you get rid of Calcaterra. And also less hitch routes would be fantastic. But that's what Mannion, in my opinion, brings to the table. But now you bring in someone like Josh Grizzard, who we talked about as a potential, guy as the OC. And 1 year as the offensive coordinator there with the Buccaneers, a lot of injuries last year, unfortunately. But this is a guy, again, learning from some of the, great names, Liam Cohen, Sean McVay kind of system that, we were obviously trying to get this coaching staff to implement last year, but is what it is. But Grizzard here, we talked about him the other day. This is a guy, only 35 years old, and he's learned under Gase and Flores, McDaniel, and, he brings something different to the table. But it's that same kind of new, you want the passing game to improve. I think we know we can run the ball, but the way we use RPO, using motion, pre-snap motion, getting those explosive plays, and not just trying to make all this one-on-one world beater stuff, hitches every effing play. But I think you're going to see a lot more formations, teaching how to really just do things to improve this offense, like creating space for some of these receivers, doing things to really just help out the screens and the checkdowns. Just so many little things we did not see last year, or some of the notes I took as to what we could see. But you see how long he has been doing this. Started as an intern, was at college a couple years, and then moves on to the NFL, working under Gase. And then we talk about McDaniel, and obviously Todd Bowles there now. But as that offensive coordinator, again, they had a lot of injuries last year, so it is what it is. But now, this year, he's getting the chance as the pass game coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. So, again, you saw that list. He'll be there with Loeffler, working with Hurts, and obviously Mannion and Sirianni, everybody coming together to really bring out the best in this offense. And I know a lot of people are very skeptical about this, and that's okay. I trust in Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman. I know a lot of people don't like them. Every year it's fire them, trade Hurts. I get it. It's annoying as hell at this point, but maybe one day people will enjoy winning Super Bowls. I do, and I want to win more. I do. I'm sorry. I know that upsets people, but I want this team to win. So bringing in good coaches, I think, is actually a good move, regardless of what the media and fans are saying. But I have been seeing some people must have read like a positive article or something. I'm starting to see some people change their minds, and that's awesome. So get excited. We're bringing some new flavor to this offense, what we've been begging for. And I think, both of these guys are going to help do that. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this one last time. This is what the coaching staff on offense looks like currently. But I'd love to hear your thoughts, how you feel about Mannion. How do you feel about Grizzard? Was there someone else you were hoping for? Would you change? Would you bring Parks Frazier back? Kevin Patullo? What's on your mind? Love to hear from you. But that's all I've got for you here and now. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Share this bad boy. Subscribe down below. Hope to be back live tonight for a little Fan Friday. So I hope to see you then. But if you need me, you can always reach out. It does not have to be about the birds. I am always here for you guys, as you are for me. I love each and every one of you. I hope you're having a great day. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!